Well, a very pleasant, good Sunday morning to you, everyone. It is Father's Day 2022. How are you? First of all, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you for what you do to help to maintain your families and manage your families and the things that you do as a father. You know, when I think about Father's Day, of course, I think about my dad, who was a former Marine and who was in my life, and he made sure that this young boy stayed on the straight and narrow as much as he could. Okay, and I look back now. I thank God for my father. I miss him daily, but I thank God for him and the time that God gave us together. But you know, when I think about being a father, it goes well beyond just bringing a child into the world. When I think about being a father, thinking about the service after the child gets here. I am a proud father of 4 daughters, Veronica, Andrea, Kendra, and Sarah. I have many granddaughters and many grandsons. 7 to be exact, of each, 7 of combined total. But I'm gonna tell you about a little story. Even though I have my own, I'm gonna tell you about a little story about a little girl named Crystal. Crystal, when we lived in Fort Worth, Texas. Crystal lived just up the street from where we lived. Crystal was a unique little child. She was about 8 or 9 years old, I think, and she would often come down to the house. And we had recently moved into the neighborhood, and she'd come down to the house and she'd say, Mr. Williams, are your daughters up yet? And I say, no, Crystal, it's almost 8 o'clock. They still sleep. She said, okay, well, when they wake up, let me know. I said, well, just come back a little later. They'll be up. She turns around and she comes back about 10 minutes later. Are they up yet? I'm like, Crystal, no, they still sleep. And but that was the beginning of something that I did not know was being formulated within me, but it was. I thought that my assignment here on earth basically was just to, to take care of my children and my grandchildren and just go on through life. But no, this little girl named Crystal, she came into our world. My wife's world, my children's world. And the long and short of it, Crystal came from a broken home. Her father was an alcoholic. She often saw fights between her mother and her father. And what attracted her to our home was that it was a safe place for her. It was a place where she saw no cussing, where she saw no fighting. So she gravitated to our home, and so did all the other kids in our neighborhood. You know, we were the house with the big swimming pool, in-ground swimming pool in the back, trampoline in the back, and other stuff that they could play with and everything. So Crystal came over, and she came over often, all the time. So much sometimes when my family would come over, they'd be like, who is this little white girl over here? And we say, oh, that's Crystal from up the street. I mean, look, she was at our table, in our refrigerator. Crystal was everywhere. And so we had only been in the area about 5-6 months. And she came over to the house one time, and they were getting ready to go swimming. They were going outside to play. Crystal came down in a bathing suit, wanting to go swimming. Now, Crystal knew how to swim because they had a swimming pool. My daughters, we'd never had a swimming pool. And my daughters did not know how to swim until that day. Crystal came down and she decided they were playing on the trampoline. Then she decided that they wanted to go swimming. So my daughters didn't know how to swim. Crystal, she went over there, got on the diving board, dived off the diving board into the pool. Okay, she dived off the diving board into the pool. Okay, and once she got into the pool, as she dived into the pool, my daughters looked at each other like, hey, are we gonna let her come to our house and take over our pool? Okay, so that day my daughters got with Crystal, and they all learned how to swim on that day. They learned how to swim on that day, because they said next time Crystal come down here, we all getting in the pool at the same time together. And I was out there to help them and to make sure that everybody understood the mechanics of swimming and everything. But Crystal was the leader. She was the ringleader, I'll say that. So I said that to say this. I am proud, and I believe that the scope of being a father goes beyond just being a father to your children. But it's being a father and a father model to so many other children who may not have that father model in their sphere of influence. And that's important. And so I just wanted to come in here and encourage the fathers. One, to be present in the lives of your children. Oh, you don't know the value of that. And then number two, understand that you being a father and the father figure goes well beyond the scope of just your children. Okay, it goes well beyond being the scope of just your children, but it goes into being an influence of the children in your area, of the children in your particular neck of the woods, or whatever the case may be. Okay, whatever the case may be. As AMBERAlert founder, it has been my joy down through the years to help families find their missing children. Think about a father out of Pennsylvania today who has his young son with him because he reached out to me, and I took that case on personally. And man, we talked and texted. He was in Pennsylvania, I'm in Ohio, and we're going through and we're trying to find his son for him and so forth. The long and short of it is that we were able to help him find his son. And I'll never forget that text message I got just before Christmas. He said, man, I got my son. I got my son. It's going to be a good Christmas after all. As AMBERAlert founder, I have been able to bring that kind of joy to families all across America and around the world. And it humbles me. To the point that I don't know if you can fully comprehend. But it humbles me that on this Father's Day, as I sit here in this chair, there are kids that are being that are at home, and there are kids that are jumping into their father's bed this morning saying, "Happy Father's Day, Daddy," because the AMBERAlert concept was there to help find that child when he or she was missing and to bring them back home. That humbles me. So on this day, I just want to encourage the fathers to understand that you may be a father to your kid, but you're also a role model in your community, in your neighborhood, in your kid's school, in your kid's summer camp. Wherever you go with your kids, you're modeling what real fatherhood looks like. And they're not close without mentioning some other superheroes, I call them. And those are the mothers who have had to step up and take on the role as a father, because the father was not in the child's life through various reasons. Thank you. Thank you. You showed your son or daughter what a strong mother is, and you showed them. I know some mothers right now. I'm thinking of some, even as I'm sitting here speaking, that have, they stepped up, did the work of two, and the child is getting ready to go to college now. I mean, hey, I am so proud of many of you mothers who have had to pull double duty. To you too, I say, Happy Father's Day, because you've done the work of the Father. And then there are those who have been fathers to children that were not theirs. You know what? I think that's one of the greatest honors. That's one of the greatest things that a man can do, is to step up and step in when someone else has stepped out, in order to make sure that this child's life does not go astray. You the man. You the man. Oh yeah, we think about you. We remember you. You the man. Thank you for caring enough about even somebody else's child to step in and care for that child as your own. You're my hero. God bless you. I hope you all have a great Sunday, Father's Day. Take your dad out to eat, get him a card, or do something. Show some love to your father on this day. God bless you now. Bye-bye.